Tonight, stop everything for a moment and listen closely because what I am about to share can change the way you see your whole life. Not tomorrow, not someday, right now. There is a force inside you that most people never use on purpose. They search for answers in the world, they chase signs, they wait for permission, but they overlook the one power that quietly shapes every outcome. It is not louder effort, it is not perfect timing, it is not begging life to finally be kind, it is feeling. Real feeling, deep feeling, the kind of feeling that turns an unseen idea into a living experience within you. And once that happens, the outer world begins to move. So stay with me because this is where many people miss it. They think change begins when something happens outside them. It does not. Change begins the instant something becomes real enough inside you. That is the turning point. That is the moment everything starts. If you can truly feel the life you want, as if it is already yours, then you are no longer asking for it from a distance. You are stepping into it, you are becoming it, and when you become it within, life has a strange and powerful way of arranging itself around that inner decision. So do not just hear these words, let them land, let them wake something up in you, because before this is over, you may realize that what you have been waiting for has been waiting on you the whole time. You do not need more power because the power is already alive within you. You do not need more time because time bends itself around conviction. You do not need to figure out every step, every connection, every detail of how things will happen. That part is not your burden. What you need is to feel it real. Feel what? The wish already fulfilled. Most people ask, most people hope, most people plead, struggle and delay, but very few truly feel. And that is why very few see real inner change. To feel is to become. To feel is to unite your inner world with the outer one. The outer always answers the inner, and the inner is moved by feeling. The creative power is not far away from you. It is not locked in the sky. It is not kept from you by fate. It lives in your imagination, in your awareness, in your ability to accept something inwardly as true. The moment you feel something as though it already exists, you awaken that creative force, and that force answers its own nature. It creates through image, through assumption, through living inner experience. When imagination is joined with faith, it brings forth beauty, love, opportunity, healing, peace, and abundance. That is what you must learn to use on purpose. You are not separate from the creative source. You are that source, but asleep to your own depth. And the moment you understand this, even a little, your life begins to look different. Watch this part carefully. The shift does not start outside. It starts in the hidden world within you. The world reflects what you carry inside, what you believe, what you quietly accept, what you feel with certainty. That is what hardens into the facts of daily life. The law is always moving. It is always producing. It responds to the dominant state within your heart. If life feels empty, then somewhere within, emptiness has been entertained, repeated, and accepted. If life begins to overflow with blessing, then somewhere within, abundance has been welcomed and felt as natural. The world mirrors the tone of your inner being. So let us make this plain and practical. Suppose you want wealth. Do not begin by staring at numbers, fearing markets, or studying every obstacle as if it has final authority. Begin within. Enter the state of the person who already has enough. Feel secure, feel provided for, feel free. How would you walk if money was no longer your master? How would you speak if your life was supported? How would you rest at night if you trusted that more than enough was already yours? Ask those questions honestly, not as a game, as a doorway, because the answers start building a new state of consciousness. And once that state is felt, truly felt, it begins to call forth its matching reality. This is not empty fantasy. This is inner creation. You are shaping your experience the same way all things are shaped first, from within outward. That is why watching your feeling matters so much. What you repeatedly feel becomes what you repeatedly meet. Do not be disturbed by current circumstances. They are old echoes. They are the visible remains of former states you once lived in and believed. They are shadows of past feelings. Let them be. Stop feeding them with fear. Stop strengthening them with constant attention. What matters now is the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And understand this clearly. It is not just a quick emotional burst. It is not a few excited seconds followed by a whole day of doubt. It is a deeper inner knowing, a settled sense, a quiet reality within. When you truly feel the new state, something changes at once. Your body responds, your breathing softens, your posture lifts, Your eyes see possibility where they once saw limits. You are no longer a person waiting for rescue. You become a creator who inwardly says, "It is done." And from that point, life begins to rearrange itself. Not by strain, not by force, not by desperate effort, by law, by the smooth and unseen movement of a principle always at work. This is why imagination matters so much. Close your eyes and enter the end. Do not only look at it from far away. Live inside it. Hear what you would hear if the desire were already fulfilled. Touch what you would touch. Feel the room. Feel the air. Let the scene become sensory, natural, alive. Then let it rest. Carry that inner mood with you. Return to it when doubt appears. And if fear tries to rise, do not panic. Just remember, the old world is fading and the new one is being formed by what you are now willing to feel as true. There was once a woman whose heart felt torn by distance and silence. She had tried messages, explanations, waiting, reaching, hoping. Nothing changed. She kept living in the feeling of loss, and life faithfully returned more of the same. But everything began to turn when she was guided inward. She was told to stop asking why things were broken, and instead enter the feeling of being deeply loved now. Before sleep, she imagined arms around her. She heard tender words. She felt relief. At first it seemed difficult, unnatural, almost impossible. But she kept returning to the scene until it softened into something believable, then familiar. Soon the silence broke. Contact came, the connection returned. What changed? Not the outer world first. The inner state changed first. In the same way, a man once felt trapped in work that drained him. He believed he was invisible, overlooked, undeserving of anything better. That feeling became his daily identity. So he was told to build a short inner scene, a handshake, a smile, a voice saying, "You got the position." He entered that scene night after night. He felt pride. He felt gratitude. He let himself become the version of himself who was already chosen. And then what seemed impossible found a path. An opportunity appeared from a direction he had not planned. A better offer came, better pay, better life. Again, what changed first? His feeling. He stopped being the person who waited outside the door and became the person who already belonged inside the room. Stay with this, because this is where many transformations begin. If you can feel it, you can move toward it. You do not need to control people. You do not need to twist circumstances. You do not need to wait for every star to align. You need to enter the state of the fulfilled desire and remain loyal to it. If you want love, feel loved now, not later. Not when someone arrives, now. Imagine being valued, wanted, chosen, appreciated. Let that feeling shape your tone, your posture, your words. If you want health, then begin to feel life moving with ease through your body. Feel lightness, feel strength, feel the calm of being well. If you want freedom, then stop speaking from inner chains. Feel open, feel able, feel that your life is not boxed in by present appearances. What you feel about yourself, about others, and about life is constantly writing your experience. Choose that feeling carefully. Many people say the right words while secretly feeling the opposite. They say, "I am blessed but feel abandoned." They say, "I am abundant but feel poor." The deeper feeling wins. So bring language and feeling into harmony. Say what you can also inwardly accept. And if fear rises, do not fight it like an enemy. See it for what it is. A sign you are imagining what you do not want. Shift the scene. Change the inner picture. Replace panic with calm. Replace lack with enough. Replace rejection with acceptance. This is practice. This is training. And the more often you return to the chosen state, the more natural it becomes. Most people let the outer world tell them how to feel. That is the old way. They wait for results, and then they allow themselves belief. They wait for proof, then they allow peace. They wait for applause, then they allow confidence. But the real creator reverses that order. The real creator feels according to the chosen end, even when appearances still argue. That is why some people rise above conditions that once ruled them. They stop asking the world what is possible and begin telling the world who they are. So start simply. Choose one desire, just one. Do not scatter your energy. Do not overload your mind. Pick one true desire and create a short scene that would imply it is already real. Keep it clear, keep it vivid, keep it natural. A ring on your hand, a contract signed, a healthy report, a joyful message, a relieved smile. Then enter that scene fully, return to it often, fall asleep in it, walk through your day from it. And when the outer world says not yet, answer inwardly, it is already done. That is not denial, that is discipline. That is not pretending, that is choosing which state gets your loyalty. Listen carefully here, because this matters. The bridge of events is not your job. The path from where you are to where you want to be will unfold in ways you cannot always predict. Meetings, delays, changes, sudden ideas, open doors, closed doors that secretly guide you better. Let life arrange the middle. Your part is the end, your part is the feeling. Tomorrow you may wake up and see nothing different. No new sign, no message, no visible proof. And in that moment, the old mind may whisper, "It failed." Do not believe it. Seeds grow in silence first. The world you see today may still be showing you the remains of old assumptions. Let it pass. Keep feeling the new state without strain. Calmly, steadily, quietly, what you feel with certainty continues to shape what comes next. The strange path between the unseen and the seen often looks random while it is happening. Later, it looks exact. Events that seemed accidental reveal themselves as part of a larger pattern, but you do not need to map it all in advance. You only need to remain inwardly true. Each time you fall back into old feelings of fear, lack, resentment, or defeat, you energize the old state again. But every time you gently return to the new state, you weaken the old one and strengthen the new. Over time, you begin to notice subtle shifts, a different mood, a stronger calm, better reactions, less desperation, more trust, and these inner changes matter because the outer world follows them. Imagination is not a toy for idle thinking. It is the workshop where reality is shaped before it appears. You are the one using it, whether by design or by default. So use it with care, use it with intention. Use it to build, not to fear. And if you ever wonder whether small inner moments matter, remember this. A repeated feeling becomes an identity quietly directs destiny. In quiet moments, especially before sleep, leave the noise of facts behind and enter the world of assumption. Let your body relax, let your mind grow still. Do not overwork it, do not force it, simply rest your attention on what you wish to be, have, or live. Not the long process, not the struggle, only the end. If it is love, feel the warmth of already being chosen. If it is success, hear the congratulations. If it is peace, feel the deep exhale of safety inside your chest. Keep the scene short enough to feel real and gentle enough to repeat without effort. The reason this matters is simple. You are already using this power every day. Every state you enter produces some harvest. So choose your state, choose your feeling. Practice sustaining it the way a musician trains the ear or an athlete trains the body. At first it may only last a minute, then 3, then 10, but with repetition the new feeling stops seeming like a visitor and starts becoming home. And once it feels more natural than the old story, the outer world begins to move in response. You are not here merely to accept life as given. You are here to participate in its shaping. But that cannot happen while you feel like a victim of appearances. You must rise within first. Each inner shift is like stepping onto a higher rung. Each rung brings new experiences. You do not overpower the world. You outgrow the state that kept reproducing the same results, and the reflection changes because the one being reflected has changed. There is another part many people forget, and it is vital. Once you have felt the wish as real, do not become restless and start pulling at it every hour. Do not dig up the seed to check whether it is growing. Feel it, accept it, then let it rest within you. This is not indifference, it is trust. The moment you keep poking at the outcome with anxiety, you step back into doubt. But when you let the feeling settle like a seed in rich soil, you create space for it to unfold naturally. Many wait for a sign before they believe, but the sign appears after belief. First comes the inward claim, then comes the outward echo. This is why gratitude matters. Not fake gratitude to impress anyone, but genuine thanks born from the inner sense that what is yours is already moving into form. Your feelings are living prayers, not just your spoken words, but the emotional atmosphere you carry day after day. If that atmosphere is lack, you pray for lack. If it is fulfillment, you pray for fulfillment. So bless your desire by feeling it completed. Let your conviction become gentle, steady, alive, and be honest with yourself. If you say, "I tried and nothing happened," then ask what you truly felt most of the time. Did you feel relief or did you keep living in absence? The law answers what you are in consciousness more than what you casually say you want. That realization is not meant to shame you. It is meant to free you. Because if feeling helped build the old state, feeling can also build the new one. So close your eyes inwardly, even now, and step into the end. What do you truly desire? See it done. Hear the words, notice the faces, feel the atmosphere. Let the joy, the gratitude, the ease, the relief of already having it wash through you. This is not pretending. This is planting. This is the beginning of embodied creation. Stay there long enough for it to leave an impression on you. Let it become emotionally real. When that happens, something beautiful begins. The old state starts to lose its grip. It stops feeling like home. The old fears may still knock, but they no longer sound convincing. What once felt impossible slowly becomes familiar. What once seemed distant begins to feel near. And one day, without dramatic effort, you realize the outer world has started catching up. A call comes, a door opens, a meeting happens, a chance appears, a burden lifts. The manifestation often arrives more quietly than the mind expects, but with a sense of rightness that is unmistakable. This happens because all possibilities already exist in seed form, and your inner state tunes you to one of them. You are not creating from emptiness. You are selecting by feeling, like tuning a signal, like changing a station. Change the inner frequency, and the experience begins to match it. The longer you dwell in the feeling of already having what you desire, the more naturally life organizes around that identity. Eventually, you stop trying to remember the feeling because you are living from it, and that is when the unseen begins moving boldly into the seen. Do not be discouraged by delay. The world is slower than imagination. The inner shift can happen in an instant. The outer reflection may take time to arrange itself through people, timing, movement, and sequence. But delay is not denial. It is often the space between inner acceptance and visible arrival. The old facts may still stand for a while, but facts are not final truth. They are old feelings made visible. If you keep arguing with facts, you stay tied to the past that produced them. But if you gently refuse to bow to appearances and keep feeling from the fulfilled state, a higher order begins to work. Circumstances shift. People respond differently. Chances appear at exact moments. New ideas come with unusual clarity. The inner blueprint starts pressing itself onto life. So ask yourself tonight, what will you choose to feel as real? Not what do you wish would happen, not what do you hope someone gives you. What state will you accept as true within your heart? Because that choice is the seed of your next world. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Begin with feeling. Begin with imagination. Begin with the state of the wish fulfilled, and stay there long enough for it to become identity. Do not just visit that state when you feel inspired and leave it when the day gets hard. Live there, return there, build there. The old world fades when it is no longer fed. The new world strengthens when it is repeatedly felt. That is the deeper secret. You are not learning how to create from scratch. You are learning how to feel with purpose. Feel with clarity, feel with love, feel with quiet certainty. If your desire remains cold and distant inside you, it stays weak. But when it becomes emotionally alive, when you can feel the peace of it, the joy of it, the thankfulness of it, then you begin to move with real power. Miracles do not grow from empty wishing. They grow from sustained assumption felt as fact. Every breakthrough, every healing, every powerful change in a life often begins when someone dares to feel something new and stays faithful to that inner choice. They are not more worthy than you. They are not more favored. They simply became more loyal to the new feeling than to the old evidence. You can do the same. Take your power back from circumstances and place it where it always belonged, within. The world is not the master of your inner state unless you hand it that role. You shape your experience by what you repeatedly feel yourself to be. So feel with intention, feel with discipline, feel with tenderness toward your own becoming. Nothing outside you is stronger than the state you persist in. Not doubt, not logic, not history, not the opinions of others. If you dare to feel the fulfilled desire, return to it, surrender to it, and embody it, then life must answer in time. You are not here to beg life for scraps. You are here to meet life from within as one who carries creative authority. Your feeling is your prayer, your feeling is your seed, your feeling is your command. So feel it now, feel it fully, feel it deeply, and let the world in its own unfolding way rise to meet the inner truth you have finally chosen to live.